What's happening, Cheesecake Nation? Yeah, it's Supercharged Funk and Dave blasting at you once again with another animated video review. This one is for
Justice League, Throne of Atlantis.
As you can see by the title.
Very quickly, we'll do a non-spoiler review. So this movie, for those of you guys who are wondering what it is, it's pretty much just the origin for Aquaman in the New 52. Obviously very, very loose in that he didn't show up in the first Justice League movie.
This is a sequel for the other Justice League movie that came out last year, I think it was.
Yeah, late last year.
Yeah.
And
that one was pretty enjoyable. This one, I actually liked it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Personally.
It was pretty good. Without diving into any spoilers, obviously...
No pun intended.
Yeah. You have all your characters back. Shazam, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Cyborg. I don't think I missed anybody.
No.
You get a few cool cameos. We won't spoil them.
I can't wait to talk about it.
And, yeah, I'd recommend it. You'd recommend it?
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah. Give it a chance. Give it a check. And then come back and watch the end of this video if you haven't had a chance to watch it and you don't want to hear any spoilers before you see it. So, with that, guys, you guys can log out, see you back, like, comment, subscribe, such. And we'll move right on to the spoiler review. So, just a really quick synopsis. It's pretty much just Aquaman. You find out his dad died. Him
So
becoming Aquaman. Him returning to Atlantis and fighting his brother. That's pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's a post-credit scene, in case you guys haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, whatever, and you don't want it spoiled, but I don't know why it would matter, we'll give you guys a couple seconds. Alright, so what happens in the post-credit scene is you see Lex Luthor approach Ocean Master, Orm, and he wants to form... Yeah, Aqua Loki, and he wants to form a bad guy team of some variety, whether they're leading toward Legion of Doom, a new Suicide Squad movie, whatever they're doing.
Should be weird because they technically did both of those movies already.
Yeah.
So my theory is it's going to be in Justice League. I mean, they could say it's the Legion of Doom because this is supposed to be the New 52 continuity.
Yeah.
But it's been only a couple of years since Justice League Doom came out. They just did the Suicide Squad, which we reviewed, which, by the way, up until...
Yeah, Assault on Arkham, in case you guys are wondering.
Yeah, Assault on Arkham, which up until now is our most viewed video.
Yeah, so...
So, if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. You'll probably enjoy it.
So, any issues, any thoughts? I think,
I'm not 100% on the voice cast. Like, a lot of them didn't feel right. Like, when you hear, like, I know it was only at the very last scene, but when you hear Lex Luthor, it's Stephen Bloom.
Yeah, it did feel a little
It doesn't fit to me at all.
Yeah.
Because when I think of Stephen Bloom, two characters in my mind pop out. Wolverine, obviously, and Spike Spiegel.
See, I also have Amon from Korra.
Right.
That's like immediately, like that's the first voice that comes to my mind. Like also Wolverine, but it's like,
yeah,
he definitely had a very Amon feel to his voice. You know, very low, very, you know, very plainly stating what he wanted to do.
I just can't picture Luthor with a gruff voice.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's just not the Lex I particularly like.
Yeah.
Main cast I like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was alright, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean...
Nothing really knocked me out of the park. Because that's a big thing of mine is, like, when I hear a voice of a character and it really sticks with me, you know, like there are certain voice actors, and I'm not even talking about, like, the big ones, like I'm not even going to dive into the Batman voice acting cast because everybody knows who they are. They're legendary. And it's just certain characters, like, I really enjoyed John DiMaggio, as the Joker in Under the Red Hood. I really enjoyed that because I felt like he did a good job as that character. It just really fit, and it stuck with me. And a lot of these other voice actors for this movie weren't that great, and like they just didn't. I was like, yeah, I can really get into this character, and I wasn't really excited for any of them for the most part. I did like how they did Shazam, where they actually made him sound like a kid.
Like all of his speech patterns are very childlike.
Yeah, they did a good job of that with the Young Justice too. But
I will say though, like the forced PG-13 is kind of a little weird. Like I liked when Orm kept referring to Aquaman as bastard.
Yeah,
Like, that was cool, but just like random, like, oh shit, oh damn. It's kind of like
which is really weird because the commercials at the beginning for this movie are intended for children.
Yeah, which is just kind of like a weird mismatch. Like I'm sure to a lot of people, and this is kind of like one of the DC issues I have right now, is nothing about like the movie screams adult viewing. Like it just kind of looks like all the other kids shows they have going right now.
Yeah.
Like, and it's definitely not. I mean, the first couple seconds you have people getting like their throats ripped out and like, blood spraying everywhere.
Every time Mara shows up on screen, something gets decapitated.
Yeah, so it's weird, but that's a marketing thing they have to get around, and especially I can speak for America. I'm sure other countries have it as well. Not so much Japan, obviously, but trying to get like animated shows to be viewed as adult, especially like anything outside of comedy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like comedy's already broken that ground. You could do animated comedy with anything pretty much.
Yeah.
But trying to take like a serious animated and just be like, this is for adults, I think it's still grinding in America.
Oh yeah, like you can't, like, because what do we have for animated adult shows that aren't comedies right now? Basically none. Because you have like a couple that are on like you have the Fox shows, you have the Cartoon Network shows, and then there's South Park, and there's Archer.
Yeah, I mean like
I guess that's technically Fox too, but it's on FX. But
yeah, it's just
I honestly I can't think of any.
It's just a disconnect, I think, right now with Western audiences. I don't really know if you guys live in Europe. You could throw it in the comments section. Just like if anime is kind of viewed like a disconnect from mainstream in Europe. I don't know. I personally don't know. It definitely is here in the States. I've talked to people from Canada about it, and they're kind of like, you know, it's still separate, but it's a little bit more open. But like, you obviously have fans of anime and stuff in the States. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, it's not on a mainstream level yet. Like, there are a few that you can pretty much talk to anybody about, but it's hard sell. Yeah. And I think that's like one of the main things that if DC wants to get this stuff over, it's going to have to really work with. Because right now, it kind of feels like the people that grew up on Justice League Unlimited, like, it fits that very small niche. Yeah. And it's like, I can't imagine that being enough moving forward to keep wanting to make movies. And I think they're all pretty good. I mean, it gives me faith for the cinematic universe going forward. Granted, I don't know, like, I'm hoping it's good. I'll look at the talent they have and kind of, you know, hopefully it'll be good. But getting back to the movie, good fights. I like how they kind of toned down Aquaman a little bit, in that he's supposed to be young and inexperienced, so he kind of fought like a barroom brawler.
That was the open, like, oh god, the part where he's talking to the lobster was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, he's just drunk and he's sitting and talking to the lobster. Yeah, I really like that scene too. And then the bar fight, I think that was a really strong scene. I like him and Orm at the end. They're fighting. He just keeps slamming his head against the tank.
Yeah, that was awesome. But gotta say, one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie that completely blew my mind was the Steel cameo.
Yeah, well,
I thought that was
not
really
yet
cool.
Steel.
Well,
pre-Steel cameo.
Yeah, like I thought that was odd because it made me think. I'm like, wait a minute, oh shit, that's Steel. Like, oh man, that was awesome. Like, and that's something for the comic book fans. Like,
Yeah.
because Steel is one of those kind of characters.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know too many people that like self-identify as big Steel fans, but it's cool to see anybody. Like I like B-class characters, those guys that don't get enough love. I think the my favorite cameo, Lois. I think she did a great job in this. I think she brought the sexual tension. I think that little scene in the diner was a great scene.
Oh, absolutely.
The secondary scene during the fight, a little bit okay. Like I kind of wish it was Clark instead of Diana that saved him, but that's just kind of a personal issue.
Yeah. I gotta say one thing. My girlfriend, Erin, she absolutely hates the Wonder Woman-Superman relationship.
How did you? I hate it with a passion. I feel nothing there. I mean, it's literally like... this will probably offend somebody out there, but fuck it. It'd be like, if you ever see the episode of South Park where the other black girl moves to town, like that's literally what this episode felt like. Or this, like that whole relationship feels like. Where it's like, well, he has super strength, and she has super strength, so they gotta bang.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, there's literally no connection there. Like, I don't feel it at all.
I know what you mean.
I think there's better relationships for Diana. I'm surprised that despite the popularity of the Batman, Wonder Woman from Justice League Unlimited, like everybody pretty much liked that relationship. They just never went anywhere with it.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they didn't bring that into the comics with the new 52. I mean, they still could, I guess. It'd be kind of weird, just be like, unless because Clark has been kind of a dick. He's upped his dick game. So I could just like imagine making a sloppy seconds remark to Batman, but I don't know. I hate that relationship. I don't really care for either one. I think the Batman Wonder Woman one's definitely more popular. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But it kind of like it hurts Batman more than it helps them as a couple.
Yeah.
Because I think he needs to be alone. But then again, I don't really like Batman and Justice League comics. Like, I feel like he should be there for very major events. Like, if Darkseid's attacking, he should be there. If Doomsday's destroying something, he should be there. Like, oh, we need to find Aquaman. Who gives a shit? Like, why is Batman there? Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel about Batman.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like, you telling me that Batman didn't really contribute anything.
He was just kind of a dick.
He didn't... I just realized that. Batman didn't do anything.
No.
He didn't do jack diddly shit this entire movie. They called
saved Cyborg's life with his taser.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he did that.
I'm pretty sure Aquaman
They called him in to help with the sub and shit.
And he's like...
He's just standing there agreeing with everything Wonder Woman was saying.
Like the Flash is like, there's a tidal wave coming. I know. How do you know?
Told Clark not to touch anything. Clark ended up finding like scrap pieces of paper.
Assembly in like a couple seconds. I guess he stared at something long enough for Cyborg to do something.
Yeah, so that was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, like I just feel like it would have been a better movie if they had just kind of written Batman out of it. Like they had kept that whole like Scarecrow storyline. He's like, I've got better things to do, and then just like take off. Fuck you, Justice League.
Yeah, and then like maybe he showed up later on to do something.
Yeah.
After he was done with the bullshit in Gotham. Given, because that's like how Batman thinks, like, because Gotham is his priority.
So, getting on to characterizations in the League, we'll just start from the top. Superman, I think he's doing alright.
Yeah, I like this Superman.
I felt like the movie was very heavy on the romance between him and Wonder Woman, so that kind of like drags it down for me. But
well, I mean, again, like this is a sequel, and like in the first movie,
yeah, you had a lot more Superman,
and it was just for the relationship part, like you could tell they were kind of hitting on each other, and then this movie kind of blossomed a little bit.
Because to me, it's weak, but it's not a weak performance. It's just what they're putting out, right? Not picking up.
Yeah.
If you will. So, both in agreement, Superman was okay. Same thing with Diana, in my opinion.
Yeah, I liked her a lot more in the first movie.
I think she's better than Superman in this movie, like, as a performance-wise, but just, I don't really care what their storyline. Flash and Green Lantern.
Flash and Green Lantern stole the show.
Yeah, they were really good in this movie. I love the part where Flash steals the girl's phone number and leaves him like a folded up piece of paper that says, "I need to talk to you," or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So like that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I
don't know, like Hal had like a bug up his ass the whole movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they didn't want to team up. They didn't feel like it was a big thing.
Yeah. In the first movie, like, he was, like, pretty ecstatic and, like...
But the rest of the league was kind of background characters. Like, Cyborg has this relationship going that I don't care about either, really. Like, it feels very, like... I don't know, like, the word for it. It feels like there's a track and they have to stay on it, and I just don't care. Like, it almost feels like Amazing Spider-Man Richard Parker storyline. Like, it's there, but it's
nothing to the story.
Yeah, it's so dull. It's like, would you like to have dinner with me? Okay. Fighting crime. Like, I just it's just a waste of movie. Like, yay, Cyborg has a love interest. I don't care. Moving on. Aquaman was fine. Mara was good. I really liked Mara. She looked really badass in this movie.
Yeah. She kicked the most ass, I have to say. In that she killed a lot of Atlantean people.
Yeah. Aqua Jerk was fine, in my opinion. I liked him. Orm. He came off very Loki.
Yeah, he was very Aqua Loki. And I had never made that connection to those characters before. Yeah. This one, it was definitely Loki, because, like...
Yeah, like, he kind of came off like a complete dumbass, especially when, like, all the reveals from Manta at the end. Like, oh, I did all this, I betrayed your stupid brother. It's like, Orm, you dope. And then he, like... Manta was just kind of all over the place. Like, I didn't really like the voice.
Mm-mm.
To me, he sounded like Harbinger from Mass Effect.
That should have been Stephen Bloom. Fucking...
And, like, I don't know. It was just weird. Especially, like, his non-helmeted voice was, like, kind of high-pitched.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird.
It didn't really fit the character at all.
And then getting eaten by a shark at the end of the movie.
Yeah, fucking just... He's sitting there monologuing, all of a sudden... Fucking Megalodon! That wasn't just a great white, that was a goddamn fucking Megalodon. And it didn't even swallow him in one hole. The shark just kind of stayed up there.
Yeah.
Just kind of crunched on him a couple times and then went back down. That felt kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know how they would ever write Manta back into the movie.
He's definitely dead. Like, he died in a very similar way to the fucking lawyer on the toilet in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, like, it just
ain't coming back
weird.
From that.
The final scenes, yeah, they were just okay to me. I liked the arena, like, thing a little bit more than I liked the little speech.
Oh,
I did have, like, one ginormous major problem of why Ocean Master, I don't know if you guys hear, there's a cop or ambulance or something's going by. But, yeah, the gigantic fucking tidal wave that Ocean Master just happened to stop, like, why didn't he let it hit? Then attack.
Yeah, what the fuck was the point of that?
Like, it just seemed really...
Everyone's, like, freaking the fuck out over it, and he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, he just...
Attack.
It was really weird, and, like, I didn't, like, especially when Babbitt's like, people are gonna die. And
he wasn't wrong, but not on the grandiose scale that he assumed it was
but like, was there any reason they couldn't just send Shazam out there to, like, punch out a tidal wave? Like, throw a big building at it? Like, build a giant fucking dam at super speed with his super strength? I don't know. It's like, you can't really build up suspense when everybody on your team is that strong.
Yeah.
Like, Shazam should have been able to stop it. There's a solid argument Flash should have been able to stop it. Like, by themselves, I'm saying. Like, it was just weird. Like, that's always been my major problem with trying to do Justice League versus Avengers. Like, yes, you have Hulk and you have Thor on the team, and they're ridiculously powerful as well. But, like, you can kind of write those two characters out. Like, you have to write out 99% of the Justice League to be a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to come up with, like, some sort of, like, ass-backwards scheme where it takes, like, 38 villains. Like, half the team could stop the comet by themselves. Like, is it really a threat? Oh, Superman's down. So? Get anybody else.
Yeah, who's next on the list?
Yeah, roll a dice and call that person. A solid chance they can probably stop the meteor. And that's just kind of my problem with like the Justice League, where I feel like in the New 52, they probably need to tone him down. Granted, it's harder in comics because you have grander threats than in like other kinds of media or other mediums of media, I guess you would say. Like in the comic, both teams are fucking ridiculously powerful. Like, don't get me wrong, but when you do any sort of Avengers team, like minus handpicking a select few, you're gonna end up with a majority of people that are either human or slightly above human. And they still have threats. Like, if a guy put a bomb in a building, that is a threat to the Avengers. Like, yes, you could send in Hulk, but Hulk's not going to be able to evacuate people. And Thor's not that smart. So you have to send somebody in that a bomb is a threat to deactivate a bomb. The Justice League, Superman could literally open his butt cheeks and shove it up inside of himself and just, like, stand there. Like, the Green Lantern could, like, hook it into a fucking slingshot and launch it. The Flash could run around in circles and probably stop it. Like, Wonder Woman could do pretty much everything Superman's going to do. You have Cyborg who could hack it. Aquaman, I don't even know, shoot it with a trident. Like, everybody on the team is so powerful. Like, you have to create these giant, cosmic, dumb shit stories for even, like, the most basic of fears. Like, oh, there's a tidal wave. Oh, the sun's collapsing.
Sun's collapsing.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter. Like, half the team could probably fucking reignite the sun. I'm just waiting for, like, Shazam to just throw a thunderbolt, blow up the moon. Like, it's hard to do without taking, like, a hand-picked team from the Justice League. Like, you could do it. I'm not saying there aren't cool, badass characters in DC. You could do, like, more of a street-level story. And I just feel like that's why Batman's so popular. Because you have a lot of cool characters, and you can do a real threat. Like, a gunman is a threat in a Batman movie. A gunman is literally nothing. Like, you could have, like, fucking Clint Eastwood with a gun in a Justice League movie. He's not doing anything. Like, you could have a badass with a gun in an Avengers movie. And I think another big thing is the difference between super speed characters in Marvel and DC. Whereas Marvel, most of them are, like, the high-end speedsters are very fast, but they're not ridiculous. And of course, you have your outliers. Like, there are really super fast characters in both companies. You know, multi-trillion times the speed of light, flying from one side of the universe to the other, should be ripping every planet out of the fucking solar system and slingshotting them into the fucking black holes out there. Okay. But, I mean, like, how is anything realistically a threat when the Flash is there?
Yeah.
He should literally be like, oh no, there's a bomb. Run to Lex Luthor's house. Look through all of his shit till he finds, like, a note that Lex wrote. Run back, deactivate the shit. Line up and just, like, golf club him in the sack. Happy Gilmore style. It was, like, inside the monologue. Like, how do you write a threat to the Flash? You can either do one of two things and both of them are really stupid. Either you write Flash like he's just the dumbest individual ever, which we kind of saw in this movie where he just, like, literally ran into Orm.
Yeah, he got fucking clotheslined by the trident. Like, how the fuck?
Or you have to write literally everything and everyone he could have any conflict with has to have the same level of super speed. And it's just like... And that's, like, my major issue between the two companies. Like, you can't just do that. Like, I lost a lot of respect for Flash comics when they gave the Speed Force to Gorilla Grodd. I was just like...
Wait, they what?
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I was just like... Well,
I didn't even know that.
Like... It was cool when they gave Captain Cold the freeze area of effect thing. So, like, if Flash got too close to him, he would start to slow down. Because that made Captain Cold a threat again. Making a gorilla that is also as fast as the Flash could be a non-fight. On top of having telepathy. Like, it's just dumb. But this isn't why I have issue with DC, the rant. So let's get back on the movie. But honestly, I think it was a pretty alright movie. Other than that tidal wave thing that just kind of bugged the shit out of me on multiple levels. I definitely recommend it on the official DFC out of 5. 5 being love, 4 being like, 3 being meh, 2 being
needs work,
and 1 being duh.
0 just being
take it back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
I think I look forward to seeing what else they do in this universe, but I'm not, scratching my hair out, like losing my mind about it. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I think it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it was great, but it was good.
Yeah, I agree. 4, very good.
One last thing to talk about, I guess, real quick, is the art in the movie. I think the art was really nice.
Oh yeah, these last few movies that they've been doing,
Yeah.
the various art styles have been really good. Not exactly the same, but they're still similar in a way.
Yeah, I guess the last topic we could talk about is kind of like the censorship on the Wonder Woman costume.
Yeah.
Which, generally speaking, I would have an issue with, but I kind of like the redesign for it, because I've kind of always felt like it was weird. Like, I am not a social justice warrior. I'm not pro anything.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta keep in mind, like, oh, that's not a realistic approach to blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's comics, douchebag. Like, your World of Warcraft character does not look like what real women look like. No shit. No, you're telling me purple women don't exist?
Shocker.
So, like, I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
But I always just thought, like, from a fighting perspective, like, it was just kind of weird. She wears, like, a one-piece bathing suit with, like, bracers and wristbands and stuff. So, like, I'm generally of the opinion that I like pants sleeveless Diana. I'm not a big fan of, like, the leather jacket look she had earlier.
I don't think anybody liked that look with the jacket.
Yeah, like, if she just took off the jacket and had, like, the sleeveless and the bands on the arm,
yeah,
all this covered up, respectively, still looking sexy, but, a little different.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that, personally. Like, I really like the look of, like, the high collar on her. I think it just looks good.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all.
And then I would do, like, the pants look with the high boots, and I think it's fine. But, any thoughts on it? Any thoughts in general on changing women's costumes? I assume what they do is Zatanna, they'll probably change how she looks.
Oh, God.
I can't imagine they're going to do booty shorts and fishnets.
I swear to God, if they take that away, I'm going to be so mad.
I assume if we get Supergirl, they're probably not going to do mini skirt.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing the mini skirt. But,
unless she has, like, red shorts underneath or something.
Yeah, like they pull a Sakura from Street Fighter.
Yeah, like something like that. Like,
oh, yeah, I mean, that I think that'd be more acceptable. But
I've always kind of just thought it was weird that you had a flying character in a skirt.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure every dirty-minded individual who's ever read in the Supergirl comics just like, doesn't everybody see your panties?
But yeah, I don't know, because, like, I'm kind of in that same boat where I'm not a huge fan of over-sexualizing characters, but at the same time, you have to give them something, or else you're not going to attract. It depends
on the character.
That's true. It does.
If you try to take it away from, like, a Poison Ivy, you ruin the character.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, you need to have a very, like, if you're doing Black Widow, you're doing Catwoman, it has to be in the character.
And then we talked about it in the Arkham video, about Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
She has to be, like, the big, intimidating, heavy-set character.
The wall.
That is part of her character. You can't make her this slim...
Yeah, I don't like the redesign.
Like, it's stupid, because that's, like, it completely takes away her character
at
all.
Like, I have no problem with 90% of like comic characters just being like unachievable godly physiques, both male and female. Like, I never understood when people are like, how come all like comic book girls are like curvy and skinny and sexy? I'm like, have you seen every dude in it? It's got like 3-foot pecs. He's got biceps that are like the size of fucking manhole covers. Just like a roided out monster.
It's just
with like the dude from Twilight's face. Just like super pretty and jacked. It's like, I shop at Abercrombie. It's like,
yeah, man. It's like, it's just one of those. It's like what I keep telling people. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at any medium where they could change the way someone looks, and you're just like, short of like comedy, like I don't think you can really get away. Like,
yeah.
Think about this. Who on TV is ugly? And I don't mean like, oh, they kind of like ugly him up. I'm saying like generally an ugly bastard. Just like, ugh.
Same thing goes with comics. It's like, oh, you can't be a hero and be ugly. And like, how many villains do you know that are ugly?
Yeah.
There's like, unless they're like a monster,
Yeah.
they're decent looking, especially the women.
Yeah.
Even the men. Like, I'm looking at Dave's displays, and that kind of popped into my head. I see Abomination, there's Wendigo.
Yeah, like, discounting monsters, the ugly men in comics are, depending on the writer, Dr. Doom, if he's like horribly scarred, but sometimes they literally write him with like a small scar on his cheek.
Yeah.
And he's generally a good looking dude other than that. I mean, like, Strucker, I guess is an ugly bastard. I guess I consider Red Skull to be a monster.
He's
Constrictor, maybe? He's got sharp teeth, but like other than that, he's kind of a normal fucking dude.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea what Marvel's Scarecrow looks like out under his mask. I assume just a normal kind of weirdo.
Yeah. I can't even think of any, like, too many ugly female characters either.
You have Big Bertha.
Everybody knows Big Bertha.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's going to be in the next Marvel Legends wave anytime
supposedly, Madame Mask under her mask is ugly. She's been like burned or acided, or I can't remember what exactly it was that messed up her face. I'd have to look back into it. It's been a while since I read her origins and stuff.
Fucking Deadpool is one of the most popular heroes of the last 10 years. He's ugly as fuck.
I mean, yeah, it's a very short list of ugly characters in comics that aren't literally just like a monster.
Yeah.
And then I've like heard the argument like, why isn't She-Hulk like the Hulk? And I guess I kind of understand that, but then you also have to take into account She-Hulk is one of the most popular characters in comics, period. So it's like, yeah, they could have done it your way, but I can't imagine her getting any more popular than she was. And currently is. Like, personally, I do not ever want to see her in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just my opinion. I feel like she would take away from what the Hulk is in the MCU, but there is a huge amount of people that want her in there.
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I mean, cause I'm not a huge fan of She-Hulk, but I wouldn't mind
I would
it.
probably put her probably number 4 in Marvel on the female list. Like, you have Scarlet Witch, I think, is probably the most popular, but she's just cross-genre. Like, everybody pretty much likes the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, Rogue and Storm, who are generally, like, top female, even if you go all comic. Like, you might get Wonder Woman, you might get a couple other people above them, but not many. And then I'd put She-Hulk, and I think even if you went all comic, she's probably still in the top 10. I mean, she's definitely a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly a huge fan of her. I feel like it hurts what the Hulk is, but I don't want to take it away from somebody else who is a She-Hulk fan. So, you know, to each their own, you know. But all right, guys, it's kind of been a weird talk. We're gonna take a little break here, and then we're gonna record another video for you guys. And it's going to be about the next Marvel Legend toy lines. They had the New York Toy Fair last weekend, so yeah, give you our thoughts, give you a breakdown of what's in the wave, what to expect, and yeah, with that, guys, last but not least, check out Throne of Atlantis.
Definitely worth it if you're a comic book fan.
Yeah, I got it at Walmart for $14.96, I think.
Yeah, that's just the basic version. Like
There's also a 2-disc version. I'm not sure what's on the other disc. I assume, making of, kind of like that sketch stuff. And if that's something that interests you, I think it was for like $20, and then there's the Blu-ray 2-disc
combo pack thingy.
So if that's something you're interested in, I think that's a little bit more too. I think that's probably right around 20, maybe 23.
If you guys haven't been checking out these DC animated movies, they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, even some of the earlier ones that have been coming out, they're better than, like, the earlier Marvel ones, by far. Like, maybe we'll do a video about that sometime.
Yeah.
Comparing the two.
Like, some of them have a special place in my heart. Like, I really like the Thor Hulk movie, but other than that, just like...
Oh, you mean... Oh, dude, the Hulk versus was really good.
Yeah.
But, anyway... Like I said, we'll probably do, now that I think about it, I think that'd be a cool video for us to do.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get, like, Thor, Lord of Asgard. Is that what it was when he was a kid?
It was like Tales of Asgard.
Tales of Asgard, something like that, yeah.
That was a very underrated one. That
yeah.
was actually pretty cool.
I really like that one. I think that was a really cool movie.
I had a few of them. Like, I had, like, the Ultimate Avengers ones. Yeah. The Iron Man one was really good, I thought. The Doctor Strange one, so far, is my favorite out of, like, all those Marvel movies.
I really liked, I think it was called Avengers Confidential, the Black Widow and Punisher movie.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one.
I think that was pretty good. I know a lot of people were kind of mixed on it. It was a little weird, but I liked it.
And, of course, we have the animes, which aren't by the same studio, but...
I'm not too big on them.
Yeah, the only good one was the X-Men one.
Yeah, I think you're stretching good to call it good. I think it was okay compared to the shit that were the other ones.
Well, yeah, comparatively, but anyway, guys, we're done rambling on.
And come back and see us in the next video.
Yeah,
don't like, comment, subscribe. I'm Dave.
I'm Super Judge Funk.
We'll see you back in the next video. Later.
Bye-bye.